All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Jedi Academy. We have some more Ahsoka talk, of course. Episode 5, Ahsoka. Before we get started, guys, I do want to ask you guys a question. We are before this episode, obviously, we hit the halfway mark.
Mhm.
So, where's everybody at halfway? I mean, obviously, we kind of left off on this huge cliffhanger that we're going to get into today, but how does everybody feel though the first half of this season has gone so far?
Fantastic. Loving it.
Yes.
Loving it.
I I guess for me, I liked it, and they've done some really cool stuff. But I've just wanted more. And when we get into this episode, like this episode's probably been the best episode of the entire season so far. But it's been a slow burn for me, so I'm glad that this episode's really like kicked it into high gear, and I hope they just continue with it. So
Okay. Okay.
I think it's made me anxious because I'm like, okay,
Right?
can we get to
Yes.
Thrawn? Can we get to this? Can we get to that? So it just made me anxious, and it's
so
like,
your feeling is like how much can they fit in before the end of the
yes,
season?
I'm very anxious. I'm
Yeah.
counting
Makes
the episodes,
sense.
and I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
my anxiety is just through the roof right now.
Oh, sure. I mean, I would say so. Okay, I would say legitimately where I'm at right now is, or at least through 4 episodes, let's say.
Mhm.
I think I'm right where I want to be. I really do. I mean, I understand the slow burn criticism. I do get it, but I feel like everything that they have shown us has been important enough to either the story that they're telling or the story that needs to be told to catch people up.
Hmm.
So I don't really feel that waste because I can understand both sides of it, where they have to tell the story of like, and again, I hate to jump forward, but in this episode, how they mentioned Kanan, how they mentioned Leia, how they, there's references throughout all the first 4 episodes of things that people that don't know Rebels and Clone Wars even probably need to know to really be into this story and where we're at with Ahsoka, because I do think as much as this may have been Sabine's show before, I think
Yeah.
now it's going to be Ahsoka's show. I think now
Yeah.
we're getting into where Ahsoka's show starts. So, with that being said, though, guys, let's get into this episode. Um, First thoughts. I mean, obviously the CGI looked crappy. Anakin was horrible. I mean, nobody wants that. So, what did we think, guys? What do we think overall coming in, or after this episode, I should say?
It was really cool seeing them just pack so much into this one episode. It was cool. Like, oh, some of the transitions, like the Darth Vader to Anakin train. Oh my
Oh, when he's
goodness.
doing that like
Yeah.
walking thing, and he's
Yeah.
like doing this.
Or no,
switching
when he has his
between
when he has his
Vader.
lightsaber, and he's like
Oh,
when they're transitioning
Yeah.
to like the other world, and it's like Anakin's walking ahead, and then it transitions him to Vader.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
man.
that was one of my
So
favorite
great.
moments.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
stuff.
So cool.
yeah.
Yeah, I think what made me the happiest was seeing live action Clone Wars Anakin and live action Clone Wars Ahsoka. Just
Sure.
Yeah,
the
that was cool.
costumes. The costumes were perfection. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh my God. The number of times that I exclaimed aloud during this episode was ridiculous.
And we know both of these battles too. Both of these are just live action versions of
Yeah.
battles. I don't know if we've seen those exact parts of the battle, but
Yeah.
those are versions of battles we have seen either in Clone Wars or Rebels. So I do like that they did that.
As someone who is going back over Clone Wars, I do appreciate the live action scenes between the two. I guess the more we get into the season, the more I am concerned for Hu Yang, because he sounds more like and he's like, I told them to stay together and nobody listens to me. Like his anxiety is matching my anxiety.
Fair.
I'm very concerned for both of us right now. But so far, with Anakin, like you said, the CGI was kind of weird, but
Yeah.
guess it's kind of like a dream.
Oh no, I was actually joking. I thought it looked pretty
well,
good for
I
the length
wasn't.
of
It
time
was
they had
weird.
him on screen. I thought it actually looked
No,
pretty
yeah, it
good.
was.
Yeah.
It wasn't. I think. Well,
It
maybe
wasn't
it was
perfect,
just
but it
like
wasn't.
how
Yeah.
she remembered him as younger. They had to do the
Yeah.
CGI, but
I think the
was.
only thing that's hard with him is he has that older voice now, and the voice they can't.
Yeah.
They don't really change. So he does sound like older Hayden Christensen, obviously.
Yeah.
But I think as far as the look, I did feel like it was younger Anakin. I didn't feel like it was an older version of Hayden Christensen playing a
I
younger
wouldn't have
Anakin.
mind an older version of him. Just like he
Sure.
grew up. And he's still your teacher. But yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
getting to see Captain Rex, live action Captain Rex, that was pretty cool.
Yes, of
Mhm.
course.
Yes.
One of my favorite
Yeah.
characters.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Rex is awesome. Rex and Cody. I need the Lego heads to go with my. Where is it? Oh crap! I'm losing it.
Boba
I have
Oh, no.
Boba Fett back there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need that. The Rex and Cody ones. So okay. So yeah. This first scene with them when she wakes up, and they're talking at this point in the beginning, and he's like, "Your only choice is to live or die." I knew immediately, okay, we're getting that scene. I thought they might do a little bit of like the what is it, the temple scene where they fight. I thought they might try to do that, but then when he cuts that thing and she falls, and I'm just like, oh, what the heck are we about to see, man? And we just start seeing this haze, and through the haze, we see this sort of lasers coming, and then the clone troopers running. And as soon as I saw the first clone trooper, I was like, that's Clone Wars. I was like, that's a Clone Wars trooper. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah,
And then
that's
you
what I
see
was
him
like too. I was like,
walking out.
where are we going? Where are we going?
But him walking out of that fog with the lightsaber already drawn, ready to go, and basically ignoring her like he's in that scene.
Mhm.
And then as he walks by, she yells out to him, and he turns around and he's like, "Yeah, of course this is the Clone Wars. What are you talking about? Let's go." And he says "snips" a couple times. Which,
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
yeah, it's so he says "snips" when they first are talking up top, on the
Yeah.
bridges,
Yeah.
but then he says it again. He's like, "Get up, Snips! Come on!" Like it's just a great moment, such a great moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
How do
cool.
we feel about that
seeing-
opening overall? Again, yeah, guys, just kind of going through the motions.
I was gonna say it was cool seeing young Ahsoka too, just like
Yes.
the
Yes.
beats and just everything it was just amazing. Just seeing those two together.
Yeah, because she's only what 14 at that point when she
Something
becomes
like
this
that, yeah.
Padawan? Yeah,
Wow.
something like that.
I didn't know
Yeah,
she
she's
was
very
14.
young. Yeah.
Yeah. So
And I'm pretty sure that's the first battle. I think that's the battle that's in the first, like 2 or 3 episodes of Clone Wars.
on
The battle where he is
Christophsis?
a battle. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the same battle because he says there's a point where he says something about my new Padawan or something. So I'm thinking at least that's that point. It's got to be close though. It's got to be real close to the beginning of their relationship.
yeah.
I would be interested to know what battle that is. Now thinking about it, I don't think they actually really referenced that battle or what the name of it.
Yeah, no. And there aren't really, you don't see the enemy.
No.
Mhm.
You only see the clones and
Yeah.
their equipment.
Right.
You don't see any droids or droid machinery.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there's no way to 100% know, I don't think, what battle it is.
That's actually very true. That is very true. Yeah, there's a few battles that they don't have with separatists or the drone drone army, whatever you want to call it. So, that's very true.
Because you can identify battles by what droids were being used and what separatist leaders were there, but like that wasn't part of it, which is kind of interesting. I hadn't really thought about that, but
I honestly didn't either because I just kind of thought they'd mentioned it, and it just kind of I don't know why, but yeah, I now thinking about it, I don't think they did actually mention it. Yeah. Wow. Because I remember I'm thinking of the second one where he says, "I don't know this battle," and she's like, "Oh, this is." I don't want to get into it yet, but that's I just kind of for some reason thought they had mentioned it. So sorry everybody. But again, I think just seeing them together again going into battle is just one of the best moments this show brought to us for sure in live action. I mean, just watching them run into battle and her fighting. I mean, she is mentally older Ahsoka, but she's younger Ahsoka in this battle that she still has to fight it. So, and I love the moment because they show it happens in Clone Wars so many times is her either leaning over a wounded or a dead clone trooper, after a battle. So I love that they brought that moment in too. And him really telling her, like, this isn't your fault, but she always feels like it's her fault because she loves them. She protects them. So that's how she feels. So yeah.
But like her
little moments they have.
Like her master, she rushes into war without a battle plan. Sometimes. So
she is very much Anakin like when we meet her.
You don't lose some kind of soldiers. You just kind of don't have a plan. You're like, let's just do it. Let's just go. So
yes, not the best master to have. Impulsive, arrogant. Knows he's the greatest Jedi in the world.
And when he joked about he never wanted to be a teacher, and he was upset about that. But also too, like he was saying, well, you'll have a Padawan one day, and she mentioned, like, is this all I have to teach my Padawan how to fight? Is this all there is? She just kind of questioning, like, is this what a Jedi is supposed to be? We're just soldiers. Thought it was something more than this.
Yeah. And it's true. I mean, she's actually in that moment, she's right. He's wrong.
Yeah.
I really do think so because the Jedis were never supposed to be warriors. They were peacekeepers, at least at this point in history. So them being the generals in this war was a big thing. I mean, that was very different for them. So yeah, she always felt like that. Like, why are we the ones out here doing this when we should be trying to negotiate and use diplomacy and stop this? So
that is
very small moments, but just the way Filoni kind of sprinkles them in the right way, I think, is what makes it work so well, and what we haven't seen in other shows really. I don't think Obi-Wan had that. I don't think it spread information out right, and things like that. Where Andor did, and Mandalorian did in the beginning. So we'll see. We'll see where this goes because this is really good stuff we're getting now, guys. Like now it's about to get
I still
really crazy.
Obi-Wan.
What's that?
I still like Obi-Wan. Maybe it's Ewan McGregor that
it's not.
And I'm like, I still want a season 2, but if I thought I heard a rumor they were gonna do like a Clone Wars live action. I thought I saw something like that on the internet. But if they do that, then they can tie Obi-Wan into that, and that can be the weave that ties them together.
I would actually like to see a Clone Wars though, but from other people's perspectives.
Yeah,
There's
so many Jedi.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Not even from like Obi-Wan and Anakin and Yoda and all them, but just pick a random group of Jedi or something that are somewhere off, doing something. Yeah, I would like to see that. That would be fun.
Like Rogue One. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think sometimes they do try to rely on the Skywalker name too much.
Yeah.
But it depends. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they do. So it's weird how they kind of sprinkle it in. But okay, so moving on, then we get to the scene. I want to talk about this scene. It's pretty big with Jace and Hera, and they're on the planet, and they're kind of scouring, looking for kind of what happened. And Ahsoka picks up on the conversation that Sabine and I always forget it, Balin have about give me the orb, and you can come with me willingly and all that. And they realize what happens, but Jace has a feeling, which again, something I love. I'm hoping that they develop this somehow down the pipe where Jace is a Jedi somewhere in between 6 and 7. I just want that to happen.
Mhm.
But anyway, so he has a feeling where he thinks he's hearing things, is hearing things. He's hearing this battle between Anakin and Ahsoka on the other side, which is a weird thing because it's not like I still don't understand how she survived underwater that long. But anyway,
Yeah.
Well, Leia survived in space, so
seconds though. That was literally like.
I don't know.
But anyway, again, it's Star
Is
Wars.
it
I'm not
the Force is keeping her there until she learns a
yeah,
lesson,
of course.
so it's
No, of course.
preserving her.
yeah.
Minus
I
the
love it.
physics.
Well,
Dig it.
there is from the Clone Wars. He has the bubble thing, so it won't.
Yeah, the
do
Force
that,
is keeping
so-
her alive until she
I'm just
learns
saying.
a lesson.
But anyway, so no, but getting into this scene, him hearing the lightsabers, I love. I don't know how I feel about Hera hearing them though.
Same. I was
Yeah.
gonna say the same
That's
thing.
weird.
I
That
don't
was
know how I feel
strange.
about that yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. What do you think?
Go ahead, Marie.
I just because it makes it less special that
Yeah.
Jason heard it. You know, like because he's supposed to be force sensitive because of Kanan, and he heard it, and it should have been about trusting her son,
Yes.
trusting in his abilities, rather than her as a non-force user or force sensitive person hearing it.
Yeah, because the way it kind of feels, at least, and again, I don't want to put it this way, but it does feel this way. It comes off as because she was around Kanan for so long and Ezra's for so long, and now she has this force-sensitive son, it rubbed off on her kind of thing.
Yeah.
And and that's just not how we know the Force to work
Right.
ever. So it's just kind of a weird thing. But I kind of feel like she didn't actually hear the lightsabers. I feel like she might have just heard a difference in the waves crashing and trusted him in that moment. I'm thinking maybe that's how they play it. I
Yeah.
don't know. It's just a weird moment for me, though.
But
It
I
really
will
is.
say one other thing, in this show, they're already kind of setting up like, oh, you don't have to be force sensitive to be a Jedi. Like
Well,
Yeah.
with the whole Sabine learning to be a Padawan. Like, so I don't know. I thought that part was strange to begin with. And then like combining it with Hera supposedly hearing the lightsabers, it's like, where are you going with this?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the very few things I do like from the sequel trilogy is at the end of episode 8, I think it was, with Broom Kid,
Mhm.
where sort of anybody can have the Force. I
Yeah.
do love that idea. But the fact that anybody can just use the Force, I don't like that idea. Do you know what
Yeah.
I mean? I think there's
Yeah.
a difference there where, yes, anybody can be born with it, but you still have to be born with it to an extent.
Right.
And have
Right.
some, yes. So I just, it just kind of bothers me a little. But again, trust in Filoni. Hopefully he explains a little more. And somewhere down the line, we just realized that Jason was putting the sounds in her head. I hope.
Hey, that's a good.
I don't like it, whatever.
Yeah.
It's a small thing, but it is a big thing also. It is. So
I feel like they're demystifying the Force. Like George
it does a
Lucas
little bit in that, yeah.
bothers me with was it Phantom Menace, Metachlorians? I'm like, so why are you turning this into like a sci-fi? I guess it's kind of sci-fi, but I don't know. I like when it was just mysterious. It's like the Force.
Well, if you want to hear something really crazy, look up George Lucas's ideas for 7, 8, and 9.
Oh no. Okay.
He was going to go and dive into like the fabric of the Force. You were going to actually see midichlorians. Like
No,
up close.
I don't
It was
accept.
going to be like Quantumania.
midichlorians.
Like it was going to be like Ant-Man Quantumania, like going into like the Force.
No, I don't accept the midichlorians.
The ideas.
I think the Force is mysterious. I don't accept the Broom kids having the Force. You gotta be born.
He was very angry with the fans not liking midichlorians. I'll let you guys know that.
Yeah,
that
and he
been
just
very
needs
vocal
to
about.
sit
He
down
hated it.
and count his money and be quiet. That's what he
He was
needs.
very proud of that. And he was very
Sick
unhappy
of
with
him
the fans
meddling
not
in
liking it.
others'
So,
affairs.
I think that's a very funny thing. Okay, so then we get, again, we already did the Clone Wars scene. Then we move to, wow, the Siege of Mandalore, which I just wanted just a second, like as they're wiping away from it, just a ball walk out of the, like I just really wanted him to walk out of the dust and just be standing in the background or something. But anyway, I do love the moment where he says, "I don't know this battle." And they talk about it for a second, and she says, this is the Siege of Mandalore. A lot of clones were lost here, and that kind of thing. But again, another great battle scene. She comes out kicking ass in this battle scene. She is just destroying those Death Troop, or not that. What is it called? The night. Oh, what do they call it? The Darth Maul's Mandalorian.
Oh yeah, the Shadow Collective people.
Yes, yeah, because they all had the horns.
The Maldalorians.
Yeah. So she was destroying them guys for a second. But yeah, again, just another great scene. Again, I don't think the CGI fell off at all throughout this episode. I think, again, I don't think it was perfect, but I think it was pretty darn good. Every time they got up close on him, I felt good about it. So I'm really liking where they're going with the CGI, because that first Mandalorian with Luke was pretty bad.
It was weird.
It was weird. Yes, it was weird. It was weird. Yeah.
Strange.
But how do you guys feel about this scene again? This battle scene, and then them sort of continuing the training.
When they showed the Maldalorians, I was like, "Oh my god, that was so cool!"
Yeah, because at first I'm like, "Why are you killing clone troopers?" And then I realized what they were.
Yeah, it was so awesome, and I loved. I like you said, I loved that moment where he's like, "I don't remember this battle," and at first I was like, "Is this like a dream thing?" And then she's like, "It was the Siege of Mandalore. It's because we had parted ways before that." And I was like, "Oh my god, my heart!" Like,
she's taking him into her memory.
I would have loved to have seen her see him in an Obi-Wan fight. That fight on Mustafar.
What was it he said when she said, "I don't want to fight you," and he said, "I've heard that before," or something like that.
Yes.
I was like, "Oh my god, Obi-Wan!"
I have the high ground.
That might have been a cool, like, kind of other side of it, where he sees a battle from her perspective, and she sees a battle that he had without her, kind of thing.
Yeah,
I just thought that might have worked, but I don't know. She might have just lost her damn mind if she actually saw him fight Obi-Wan. I think she might have lost her damn mind at that point. But
But she still didn't get the lesson. So he was like, "Okay, is this what it's all about? All right." So she's still carrying that guilt around, like, because I left you turn to the dark side. And he's like, "Okay, let's go back to the drawing board. Let's start this lesson over again." He's like, "You want me to be Vader? I'm gonna be Vader." Oh, sorry. I mean, I'm going too far.
No, you're fine. No, we're getting there. We're getting
okay,
definitely
go ahead.
So he is in the smoke, and there's a moment where he transitions from Vader to Anakin to Vader to Anakin, and he sort of flashes. Awesome iconography, obviously. Awesome just shot in general. But I love the way his eyes change. He does actually look like Vader, like Anakin on Mustafar when he's in there killing all the separatists and shit. Yeah, that's Anakin.
The babies.
With the yellow eyes. Yeah. And I like, and again, not to jump too far, but they bring him back from that when we go back up top, which I think was a great thing, because he closes his eyes and then they're blue again.
Yeah.
Like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Like, again,
I was
just
like,
little things Filoni knows how to do is amazing. It really is.
Yeah, I was definitely like, "Please turn back. Please turn back."
Because he's trying to kill her in that moment. And not Vader, but you know what I mean? Like, he is Vader in that moment. He's not Anakin anymore. He's teaching her a lesson as Vader. Like, And he does. Oh, the one thing I do want to bring up, I think this is from the earlier fight when before they go down into the Clone Wars. Even he does the behind the back twirl with the
Oh, yes.
lightsaber when he's blocking one of her things. Oh, I was just like, oh,
Yeah.
it's the Anakin move. I was like, yes. I just love when they little move that he does because he does where he's like spinning at the same time as he's going by. It's a really cool move. It's cool looking.
He still got it. He still got it.
Really awesome.
All that time on the farm, he still got it.
Yeah, it sucks. I would have loved to have seen him as Vader like longer.
Yeah. Maybe he'll pop back up just randomly. I think randomly he'll just pop back up.
Because he basically just goes from burnt to Vader. Like it's basically as soon as he's picked up off Mustafar, he's pretty much put in the suit and that was it. So but I would love to see him just more as Vader himself. Like,
I'm saying maybe like
human
in
Vader
season that he'll just randomly pop up.
Oh my god. Because he's badass Vader.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He really is grown into that part, I would say. More than he was. He wasn't very good at it then, but he is very good at it now.
Yes. The downside is that's all we know him for. So we typecast him. So he had to go to the farm.
I have heard he's good in other things, though. I have heard that he has been good at other things. So
Life is a House is an incredible movie.
Oh, okay.
Okay. There you go.
I watched that.
Okay. I love my Hayden Christensen. So
good.
Like I said, I've heard he's great in other things. So
I didn't know Vader.
Look, George Lucas is not a great director either, so it's not like it's all his fault.
Yeah.
So you can't blame him for it all either, for sure.
No. That's why George, like I said, he did need to sit down and count his money. And just be quiet. I don't know what his wife doing, but she need to sit him down.
So we get the moments with him as Vader and are switching between Vader. My favorite is the one where he's walking towards her and he's doing like the arm.
Oh
flex.
Yeah.
I just love, and he's switching between Anakin and Vader. I just love that scene of him coming, or that moment of him coming out of the smoke doing it. I think it's just cool. But then she's Ahsoka. Oh, did he have to leave?
Bye, Noah.
Didn't say he had to leave. She's Ahsoka again, or Rosario Dawson Ahsoka again.
Yes.
And he says wrong choice again to her. And he's back. Okay. He must have dropped out.
I
hey, Noah.
By mistake.
No, you're good, man.
Good.
But we get Vader, and then he disarms her, she disarms him, which is pretty interesting. And she says, "No, I want to live." And he says, "There's hope for you yet." And I mean, I was instant tears at this point because again, he turns back into Blue Eye Anakin, and there's just a moment where he's sort of looking at her, and they just kind of have that moment, and then he says, "Okay, there's hope for you yet." But what is the lesson here? I don't feel like Ahsoka ever wanted to die.
Yeah.
Or like not live. She just didn't want to live like we talked about earlier as a warrior. That's not her idea of what a Jedi is. It's not her idea of who she is.
It could be partly that she was living in the past so much mentally.
Yep.
Okay.
And so it was living for the now, living for the future instead of living for the past.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree with that. Yeah.
It was subtle though. It was very subtle. Like, trying to figure out what
I just took it as like, when did she ever like want to get like die? Like, I mean, I guess the theme is sort of her walking away from Anakin, walking away from, Sabine. But I've never felt like she's given up. She's just like, no, this is just too much. I'm not doing this anymore. Like, I've sacrificed and done so much already. I'm kind of done. Like, she even says that I just want to live a life of peace. I don't really want to be a fighter. Like, that's not who she is, really. So I don't know. Again, I guess I didn't really pick up on that subtlety because I have a theory that if Ahsoka is with him when on Mustafar, that he or even before that, he doesn't change. He never changes. I think he stays good because she's the only one I think that could have pulled him back. I really do at that point. I don't think even Padme or Obi-Wan was enough. But the
So
bond they had in Clone Wars, or that we learn about throughout Clone Wars, I think is the bond that actually would have been enough. Where she's just like, dude, what are you doing right now? Like, are you serious? I don't think she would have let him do. I just don't feel like he would have done it
Yeah.
in her.
is it kind of like Return of the Jedi where Luke was able to pull his Darth Vader, his dad, back from the dark side? Like he was the only one that can do it. So you're saying like Ahsoka?
Well, no. So the way Filoni describes it is Duel of Fates is what actually decides Anakin's fate. If Qui-Gon wins that fight against Darth Maul, then he would have stayed good. Since Qui-Gon lost to Maul, that's why Anakin eventually went to the dark side. That is apparently canon.
Oh, okay.
I just don't agree with that. I just don't. I don't feel like he was enough of an influence. And I know, and I agree that if he would have lived, and there would have been a difference in his life for sure.
Yeah, because Obi-Wan had some issues. He was mean.
Well, he wouldn't have. Obi-Wan was a very dedicated Jedi. He was dedicated to the Jedi, where Qui-Gon challenged the Jedi, where I think Anakin would have respected that more for sure. I do understand that part of it. But I feel like Ahsoka challenged it enough too, where she would have been like, dude, I told you to walk away when I walked away. Like, what are you doing? Just walk away. Like, come on. Like, you don't have to do this. Like, this you don't have to do. Like, so I just feel like she could have been the same similar type of influence on him that Qui-Gon possibly would have been. You know, that's why I think that. But anyway, I get it. It's just
that's like a whole another show about like what a Jedi should be. Because like the Jedi were so dedicated and they tried their best to control their emotions, right? Like Obi-Wan would be like, Anakin, you need to calm down, control your emotions, you know, but then that became a blind spot. And then they got lured because that always bothered me, especially Yoda. He's the most, I'm getting off topic, sorry. He's like the most powerful Jedi, and he couldn't see like Palpatine in disguise. He couldn't sense that. It's like, what's going on, Yoda? That just always bothered me.
Yeah, but they've kind of addressed that. They've addressed that because apparently that's part of Palpatine. Like he can disguise him. He can naturally disguise himself.
Even with Yoda?
When him and Plagueis first meet, Plagueis doesn't even recognize he has the Force or anything because he is disguising himself. So he has like a natural ability in it, and then as he became more powerful, he was just able to naturally cloak himself. Yeah, it is a little weird, but yeah. You would think him literally being in the same city as the Jedi like Academy.
Yeah.
Where all the most powerful Jedi all the time. Somebody would have been like, hey,
it's a huge blind spot over there. It's a huge blind spot. You know, I think Ahsoka would have noticed, like, hey, that's Palpatine.
Well, also they do say that, Luke says it in the sequel trilogy, unfortunately, but that the Jedi, you know, got caught up in their own hubris and just sort of who they were at the time, and kind of not that they gave up, but they were just kind of so, you know, like methodical. Everything was just like they were just
And I will say that a couple times I've had thoughts about the High Republic come up in my head, and like the High Republic Jedi were very understanding of
thank you, Luke. Thank you.
The High Republic. Oh yeah, that would be.
I just saw these, so sorry, Luke.
No, you're good.
I'm trying to get them all up real quick.
Yeah, you can keep going.
Number, sorry, there's one more. Lesson.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So don't live in the past.
Star Wars, right? Yeah. Right, that's what I'm thinking. If she wouldn't have been on Mandalore, she would have been with Anakin. Yeah, I really do believe. Anyway, sorry, guys. Again, it's just a
So-
theory I have.
Yeah.
But let's get back to the show. So, or go ahead.
Oh,
Sorry, Marina. Finish what
Yeah,
you were
just
saying.
real quick. So
Yeah, yeah.
the High Republic Jedi were very open. Like the Padawans had relationships with each other. Like
Mhm.
they would be romantically involved with each other. And that was accepted. Like they knew the Padawans did that. And then like as they became knights, they didn't do that anymore relatively. Occasionally it happened. But when it did happen, they forgave them.
Mhm.
There wasn't forgiveness in the Jedi of the prequel trilogy.
No.
Like that was not like it
Mhm.
was either you do this or you're wrong.
Yeah, black
Not
and white.
like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
you know, how can we learn from this? I understand. It was just very like cut and dry.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, that's very true.
That's
Very
a
true.
huge blind spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, definitely the Clone Wars, but the prequel era in general was a very quote unquote dark time for the Jedi in
Yes.
general.
Very
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so we got we got that, and then they find Ahsoka. She comes out of the thing, and she. Oh, I'm sorry. I actually mentioned this earlier. This is when this happens.
Yeah.
This is Oh my goodness, I couldn't. I don't. I was like, wait a second, we're not there. How would you? Anyway, yeah. So Ahsoka then figures out where they went, and actually, other than the Clone Wars stuff, I think this might be my favorite stuff. The Purgles.
That oh my god, I was freaking out. I was
Yeah.
so
I don't know how she didn't figure it out before, but I will take it because it makes sense and I'm fine with it. So let's go. We're moving on. And they land in the Purgle's mouth. And man, and I really love the scene where he's oh my god, every time I swear I'm gonna
What,
remember.
Balin?
No, the X-Wing pilot. The one that's been in
yeah.
Mandalorian and
Oh
and
yeah,
he's
I
been in all
forgot
the
his
shows
name
now.
too.
I really like him. But I can never
Yeah.
remember his name. But I like when he's talking to the the general or whatever.
Yeah,
Captain.
he snitched. Yeah,
And she's like, she's like, you know who we are, and he's like, I disagree.
that
really know.
was so
Don't
Star
really know who
Wars.
you are.
That
Yeah.
humor was so Star
love it.
Wars.
I love him as a character. I just think he fits great every time he's in it. So I always like seeing him. But him having the back and forth with the captain, I thought was just so perfect.
Yeah.
Giving again Ahsoka time to sort of set this stuff up with the Purgils, her having that Ezra moment with the Purgil and reaching out and talking to it and whatever she did, and then the Hugh Yang stuff, man. The Hugh Yang at the end where he's like, she's like, I have no idea where we're going. He's like, wait a minute, what? You don't even know where we're going?
I'm just along for the ride. Let's get inside this Purgle's mouth. What?
Yeah.
Are you
I think
crazy?
Yeah.
He's just like, I have no idea. She's like, better than having nowhere to go.
Oh,
So, but yeah, again, I think we know they're going to end up where they need to be, or at least close.
Yeah.
So, but yes, this scene, I love it because the Purgils coming back, I think they look awesome. I think they really, really did a good job with them. And again, Ahsoka coming out in the all white is just like next level rebel stuff. Like that is live action. Next
The
level.
end, like she, oh,
yeah,
so good.
And just her sitting back in the chair so confidently, just being like, "Yeah, I have no idea."
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, I love Rosario Dawson as this character. I really do.
do
I think she
too.
plays it perfectly. So I'm very happy with where we are. But anything you guys want to talk about in this last scene with the Purgils? Just anything you want to dive into?
I was going to say Filoni has compared Ahsoka's journey to Gandalf the Grey into white. You know, like she had the gray robes,
Sure,
still kind of figuring her way out, and then she became Ahsoka the White, as we can say, communing with the Purgles, confident. I don't know where we're going. We're just going to follow the Force, you know.
So Luke did. This is true. There was a Sith artifact, yes, because the Jedi Temple was.
Is that in the comics?
It is it's somewhere in canon. I don't know exactly. Yeah, but it's somewhere.
That is true. That it was
that would be the
Sith
only.
temple.
That would be the only thing that would make sense to me because I'm like Yoda is like 10th level force sensitive. He should have been able to read that guy.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, except Palpatine is jacked with the Force.
770 years old at this point. I mean, he's still pretty old. I mean, he is dying at that point. I mean, or at least at that moment.
Did you see him fight Count Dooku?
That's true.
Count Dooku for his age.
Okay.
But
I'm still on the Yoda Yaddle train. I still think they got it on. I still think.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think that's how we got Grogu, and I will stick to that.
I do call him.
I don't even think they were in love. I just think Yoda was like, "Look, we're the last two of our species. We need to just practically keep the species going. So we should just probably do this."
That's what I would do.
It might even be a clone of him. I don't know, but I think it's related to Yoda somehow.
Okay, I would accept this. That's the only thing I would accept. There's an artifact. They brainwashed them, and they didn't know. Okay. Got it.
I'm standing by Grogu as a Yoda Yaddle baby. I'm just sticking by it. I don't care. Until they say it's not. It is. Which makes that Yaddle death scene so much worse.
Oh,
man,
that
was a great show too. Yeah, Tales of the Jedi. But anyway, guys, Noah, you haven't anything about the last scene, man? The Purgles and stuff. How do you feel?
The Purgles? Wait, what do you mean?
At the end.
Purgles. Oh, space whales.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No,
that whole
really
last
cool.
scene with with Ahsoka.
Yeah. No, that was really cool.
What? You don't, yeah, they're called Purgles.
Yeah, I didn't know their names. I just called them space whales.
Oh yeah. Most people do. Nice. Yeah. Most people call them space whales. Nice. Fair enough. That's fair.
It'll be cool. I hope that the direction, like they have Thrawn or whatever, but then they also have the other aliens that are that aren't affected by the Force. So, from
I hope
Legends
the next episode opens with that Thrawn walking down the hallway.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
I hope that's the very first scene is him just walking down that hallway. And he just sits down in the throne, like, let's go.
It is time for us to see Thrawn now. Okay?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
So I wonder if Ezra's been in just jail somewhere on one of his spaceships.
He's still alive.
Look,
he's probably alive.
Thrawn is ruthless, and if he was able to get a hold of Ezra once Ezra did this to him, Ezra is going to pay for that. In some way, shape, or form.
Ezra probably been dead, and if he got a hold.
So it is very interesting to find. It's going to be very interesting to find out if Ezra got away from him or what things Ezra has gone through.
Yeah.
Since then, because he was caught by him. So that is going to be interesting. Go ahead.
I don't think though that Thrawn would kill Ezra. I don't
know. I think he would torture him more than he was.
Definitely that. But I don't see because they had a weird kind of connection.
But then it all goes sour though when you purgle your way out of everything, and he's in the middle of taking over.
I think too, though, that
Thrawn's like, wait a minute, what did you just do?
To some degree, respects his enemies. So I don't.
Exactly.
He does. Yeah, their culture and everything. Yeah.
But not only that, but him always being one step ahead of everybody, and him not seeing that coming might be enough for him to be like, "Oh, this will never happen again. This will never happen to me again." I will absolutely make sure I am now 101 steps ahead of
we're
you.
Getting ready to see another different galaxy, so that's going to be cool too. So.
Yeah. But I'm so excited for where we're at in this season. I think, for me, again, like I said, just loving this character so much, loving these characters so much, Rebels and Clone Wars. Everything I've got so far has been amazing. So I love it. I really do love this show. I can't wait for these last 3 episodes. I kind of want 6 more now, but we're not getting it.
How many episodes we got left? 2?
3 more.
3.
Okay.
Yep. 6, 7, and 8. So Yeah. Any last thoughts, though, guys? Marie,
I have
Noah,
a couple things.
Anika? Okay. Yeah.
First off, the one thing that I didn't like about the Purgle scene was
Okay.
exactly what just happened with Noah. They never said the word Purgle in the entire episode.
I
And
think
I'm
they might have
like,
said it like once, but I missed it.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
I
don't know.
heard whale constantly, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Y'all, call it what it is." Oh my god! Like
Yeah.
it drove
Well,
me
they do
crazy.
last episode. Because Yu
Okay.
Yang says it, but
Okay.
or actually, I think it might have been the third episode because it was when they were going into the
Yeah,
and he wakes up and he's like, "Oh, well, there were these Purgle things," and they were like,
that's true.
"Yeah." So,
But they didn't repeat
Yeah.
it. Like it was
No,
just
no,
they
they-
were just saying the whales.
Mhm.
And I guess that's the same thing as if we just said, "Oh, they're a bunch of sharks," instead of saying they're a bunch of hammerhead sharks. But I don't know. It just bugged me. But the other
Well, no,
thing,
because like we talked about so many times, is people that don't know these things. You kind of have to reference. You have to
Yeah.
say it. Yeah, you have to say it. Yeah. I
yeah.
agree.
And the other thing is that confidence that we were talking about that Ahsoka
Yeah.
had, that aura she had about her,
Mhm.
I think that was the lesson. Like,
Oh,
don't
yeah.
be drawn down and questioning everything because of what happened in the past,
Mm.
but be confident in yourself in the now.
Wow.
Well,
That's
there's
good.
also actually there is a one oh go ahead. I'm sorry, Tamika. No, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that's good. It's like an Oprah moment for me. I was like, that's good.
there is one line we didn't talk about that I do want to talk about because I do think it's important. Is when he kind of they reference him becoming Vader, and he's like, "You're still worried about that?"
Mhm.
Yeah, dude, I'm still worried about that. Like, that's a big thing.
Yeah.
You killed children. You started an
Yeah.
empire with another dude that was like killing everybody. I mean, and you killed the Mandalorian. You killed the Mandalorians. Like, yeah, I'm kind of upset with you about it, like a little bit. Yeah, but he's just kind of like, you're mad about that. Like, that's past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of a big-
Babies are gone now. Stop
Yeah.
thinking.
You became baby Hitler. I kind of get to be mad about that. Sorry.
Master Anakin, what are we gonna do? Oh,
I just think it's a very funny thing, but it's also kind of a very important thing because he's just kind of like, no, that can't be why you're upset with me.
yeah, I'm over that. That's in the past.
It had to be something else, obvious.
How many
Yeah.
more children did you kill? That's in the past. Don't think about it.
Oh, I just thought it was very funny that he said it that way. Like, that's what you're mad about? Like,
You
yeah,
still
kind
think
of.
about that?
A little bit.
Yeah. You killed a lot of people.
Yeah. Murderous
Yeah.
dictator took over the whole world. Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of sucks for everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, you killed a lot.
I love these things. I love this stuff. But okay, guys, because we'll never stop. We'll keep going on rants.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, if you have something else, no, please go ahead. If you had anything else.
No, I didn't have anything. I'm just waiting for Thrawn to come out.
Oh, I think that's where we all are now. Yeah, it's got to happen. I did think we would see him before this. I kind of thought we would get back and forth a little bit, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did too.
I don't know.
But I've been perfectly fine with the way
Yeah.
that it played out. So
Yeah, he better
they have
bring it too.
pleased me.
Since they making us wait, it better be good.
Yeah, but the more and more, the closer we get to the end of the show, though, I don't know how much we see of him at this point. I think he gets away somehow, and something's going to happen. I think it's going to lead to a season 2. It feels like more and more, at least.
Or into the movie.
They gotta show.
Yeah.
Oh, I know
Cause-
they're definitely showing him, but I just mean like an actual like take him down type battle. Like, I don't
No,
know if
yeah,
he gets
no, that's gonna be
yeah,
like
yeah.
season 3.
That's
right.
or like Noah said, that's probably that movie they were talking about where that
Yeah.
combines Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, and Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Like the whole point of that movie is the final battle with Thrawn.
And we still don't have the Republic show yet, which is coming.
Oh, cool.
And Skeleton Crew
Wait.
is
What show?
the New Republic. That's remember in Book of Boba was it, no Obi-Wan. Was it Obi-Wan?
Are you talking about the
Andor. It was in Andor where they go to Coruscant and they're actually on Coruscant and like the whole that whole episode is a pilot episode. Was a pilot episode
Oh, I
for
didn't
the
know
New
about
Republic
that.
show.
Mhm.
Yeah. They want to do like a political like intrigue type show like on
Ooh,
Coruscant
nice.
That's
about
my
the New
jam.
Republic.
Yeah.
About the New Republic. Yeah.
Like as weird as
Oh, I
that
hope
is,
they do
that's
it.
totally my jam.
But it's all supposed to connect. That's what the X-wing pilot guy. He's gonna be like the through line for all. Like he's gonna kind of be like in all of them.
Okay.
Yeah, and then apparently there's gonna be a movie that Filoni's doing that is gonna bring them all together. And he said yes, Thrawn is Thanos basically in this world. So we're gonna get an Avengers team up type movie and
Okay.
against Thrawn. Yeah.
All right. You need
So-
a adventures type to
I
be.
don't know if you can see. No, you can't see. I just got
I'm with you.
major chills.
I'm 100% with you. My only issue is how many times have they said this? My only issue is how many times have they said this in the last 3 or 4 years, and then we don't get anything out of it.
Well,
So
okay. I
that's what
don't
scares me.
trust that a movie or TV show is coming out until I get a trailer.
Right.
Yeah.
I just don't. I've given up.
Because
Like-
we heard at the last celebration that Skeleton Crew was actually supposed to come out this year, and then it got pushed behind Ahsoka.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
and that's apparently in the same time period as the Mandalorian and stuff. It's in a different part, but it's apparently in the same time. So,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't know. This is just what I have heard, and I hope I'm right. If anybody out there knows better, please correct me. At least. But again, that's what apparently Dave Filoni is setting up this whole Thrawn Thanos type
Mhm.
universe. I'm happy for. I want it. Don't get me wrong, because if he stays in this between 6 and 7 time period, we can get a young Han Solo, we can get a young Leia, we can get a young Ben. Young Ben. We might even actually figure out why Snoke was Snoke and why he was actually a villain and who he is. I mean, I know from some of the comics that I've seen, but he's just kind of random there for some reason. Nobody knows why.
There's plenty of story to just push
Yeah.
this out for another decade.
Oh
Yeah.
God,
Oh yeah.
this timeline is very ripe for storylines.
Mhm.
We can get
Mhm.
Luke in his prime. We can actually get Luke in his prime, like we did
Aw.
in
Whether
a little
Disney's
bit.
whether Disney delivers or not, that's another question.
But here's the thing: when they have these type of opportunities to bring Luke in, to bring Han in, they don't take them. But then they do something like something, and it's just like that's what you're gonna bring them in for.
Yeah, like they had a
Han
chance
Solo
to get-
movie? Nobody wants
get
see a
the-
Han Solo movie. Come on,
Yeah,
sorry.
they had a chance to get all 3 of the OGs on screen and they missed it. So
That too, yes, exactly. They had them all alive for 7, and they never. Yeah, that's
Yeah, they need to
it's
hurry
just like
up. They
they're
can't
just
hold.
not consistent. I mean, I love Star Wars content because I love Star Wars. It's just not.
let's make Luke a
consistent.
hermit that
But-
weirdly milks weird animals.
Yeah, that was weird.
But the
Get outta here.
potential has always been
Outta
there
here.
and will always be hopeful. So
Luke Big Lebowski drinking milk.
yeah,
Like,
Exactly.
they just made him into like
Exactly.
a homeless.
No,
hermit
Yeah.
guy.
I'm not Mr. Lebowski, man. I'm the dude. You're Mr. Lebowski.
yeah, Jedi. I'm so
That's
over
it,
the
both.
But
Jedi.
yeah,
Jedi. What?
I'm just the dude.
Just good drinking milk, and I just want to be left alone. What?
Oh, it's too much.
Ridiculous.
It's too much.
Oh,
But I love Star Wars, guys. I love everything because we are getting some good stuff now. We really are.
yeah, I just had to erase that movie from my memory.
Just give her some money and just say, look, Kathleen, we appreciate everything you have done.
sell it
But
back to
Filoni and
Lucas.
Favreau got this. Like,
Yes, please.
we love you. You always have our reverence as a producer. We love what you've done, but just stay the
She's
hell out of
so
Star Wars.
bad.
dude.
She's so
Stop
bad. She
putting your 2 cents in
destroyed.
Star Wars.
That's
Indiana
another one that
Jones,
needs to sit
destroyed,
down and count her money.
destroyed Star Wars. Just
Her and Lucas just need to sit down on an island somewhere and count their money.
Right?
Yeah.
right?
I feel like I'm always in such the minority. Like, I mean, look at my freaking shirt.
Babu. Oh, Babu was her idea. That is true.
I freaking
Babu
love
was-
Babu Frick.
I love Babu
that
Frick too,
movie.
absolutely. No, and I have nothing against Kathleen Kennedy. I really don't. It's not like I want her to get fired or anything. I really don't think that way. But I do think especially the sequel trilogy, she stepped in that way too much, in my opinion. Or the powers that be.
Yeah.
I think she just had too much influence in that.
Yeah.
Just here, you go make your movie. Oh, you go make your movie. Oh, you go make your No, you gotta have to have a plan. Again, why Han Solo didn't work. Almost why Rogue One fell apart, which luckily we got something good out of that. So
yes.
yeah, there was a lot of time in that beginning stages of these movies where they were falling. But I don't want to talk about it because we have come a long way. And we have great things. We have Andor.
Okay.
We have.
We have to live in the present now.
Yes, we have great things now in Star Wars, guys.
Be Ahsoka the White.
Yes, we must be
Exactly.
Ahsoka the White. Yes.
I love when she says, "I am not a Jedi." It's one of my favorite lines. It's one of my favorite
Jedi.
lines she says. I am no Jedi.
Yes.
Get out of here. I don't blame you. Ahsoka.
No, I don't either.
I don't blame you.
Can't even detect the
You do a murder and then be like, "Oh yeah, we love you again." Yeah.
Still on it. I'm sorry. I let it go. You're
Yeah.
right. I let it go. Okay. I'm all right.
All right, guys. Any last words for real this time? Any last words? Say
No,
Let's
this
finish
show
this up.
on. Yeah.
yes. Thank you guys so much, though, for joining us. And thank you guys for being here to talk about this with me, Marie and Tamika, and obviously Noah, of course.
Always.
Love having you guys on here talking about this. But yes, tell everybody where they can find you, Marie.
You can find me at Afra's Artifact. Wait, no, what am I saying? You can find me at Alia Morgaine on Twitter or X. It's still Twitter on my phone.
Wow.
Yeah, it's weird. But you can find me at Alia Morgaine, and that's where I do updates on my channel, Afra's Artifacts, on YouTube. So my queer Star Wars channel. And I am kind of skeptical about my ability to keep up with Afra's Artifacts for the next couple of months, just because school is absolutely insane.
Oh yeah.
So so check out at Alia Morgaine on Twitter /X for updates on that, because I just don't know what I'm going to be capable of this semester.
Fair enough.
Okay.
That's fair. That's fair. Tamika, what about you? Where can everybody find you?
Wherever.
Whatever. Fair enough.
I'm a floater. I'm on Movie Lovers Unite. I'm here. Wherever.
Yes.
You're here, you're there.
No, we always love
We're
having you
there.
on. We always love having
Galaxy
you on.
far, far away. That's where you can find me.
It's so weird because I'm so curious. Like, I really want to have a conversation with you after you finished everything. Just with about how you feel about Clone Wars and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
on season 2 of Clone Wars.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Then we'll definitely have to do that, a show where we talk about just kind of how you feel about it as a newer person watching it.
Yes, I would take lots of notes.
I love it. I love it. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Noah, what about you, man? Where can they find you, sir?
Just here on the channel.
Yes.
Just like talking all things Star Wars and whatever else.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, guys. Well, you can find me at Jedi Master Tuck on Threads and TikTok, I believe, is where I'm at also. Or not TikTok, I'm sorry. Instagram. You can also find me on the channel, obviously, Multiverse of Geekdom. We have also Instagram and TikTok there, or Twitter there, X, whatever you want to call
Twitter
it.
X, yeah.
Yeah, I don't have X personally anymore. I got rid of it.
I think I read it.
But I kept the channel ones going. So, but yeah, and also at the channel itself, Multiverse Geekdom, obviously Jedi Academy, Geekdom Uncut. We have Titans of the Turf season 2 coming back. So much stuff, guys. Trailer reactions, everything. So please look out for us there. Please hit the like and subscribe button. We are trying to still get to 500. We are slowly getting there, but we are getting there. So thank you guys so much for that. And until next time, guys, this is the Multiverse of Geekdom, and this was Ahsoka review. Bye.